It's 7:14 a.m. Your alarm is screaming at you. You hit snooze. You check 3 notifications before your feet even hit the floor, and then the day swallows you whole. The commute, the emails, the meetings, the quick tasks that somehow eat your entire evening. And late at night, scrolling in the dark, a small voice asks the question you try not to think about. Is this it? Is this what humans are actually for? Now here's the thing that should mess with you a little. For about 300,000 years, basically the entire human story, nobody lived like this. And if you could ask one of those people the simplest question imaginable, what did ancient humans actually do all day? Their honest answer might make you want to quit your job, because the researchers who went and lived with the last people on Earth who still hunt and gather, they came back a little jealous. We've all been sold the same bedtime story. Ancient life was nasty, brutish, and short. A non-stop, white-knuckle scramble just to survive till morning. Endless danger, endless hunger, no rest. It's a great story. It's just not what the evidence says. In the 1960s, an anthropologist named Richard Lee moved in with the Kung San of the Kalahari, one of the harsh deserts on the planet, the kind of place that should prove the brutal grind story right. He didn't guess. He followed people, timed them, weighed their food. And the average adult spent between 12 and 19 hours a week actually getting food. Not a day, a week. Over with the Hadza of Tanzania, another researcher clocked it at under 2 hours a day. 2 hours. So, then what? You just clock out and vibe? Okay, I promised you the truth, so here's the catch, and it's a big one. That number was only the foraging. It didn't count butchering meat, cracking nuts, hauling water, fixing tools, building shelter. Add all the invisible chores back in, and the real total climbs to around 40 hours a week. So no, they weren't lounging in paradise. They worked about as much as you do. But here's why that's the interesting part, not the disappointing one. The difference was never how much they worked. It was what kind, and who they did it with. Picture it. You wake up not to an alarm, but to light. You eat with people you've known your whole life. Then a few of you head out, not alone in a cubicle, but together, talking, tracking, reading the land like a page you've memorized. The work is hard, skilled, and this is the part your soul aches for. It ends. When you have enough, you go home. There is no staying late. There is no inbox that refills itself the second you empty it. The task has a finish line, and you can actually see it. And the old man the hunter picture? Lee's own data quietly blew it up. In warm climates, the plants the women gathered often supplied most of the day's calories.
Here, take this.
The people keeping everyone alive usually weren't the hunters at all. And newer research keeps finding women hunted too. So I'll be honest, that part of the science is still moving. But surely you're thinking, they at least slept like kings. No alarms, no phones, no blue light. 10 glorious hours under the stars, right? Here's the strange part. In 2015, scientists wired up 3 modern foraging societies, the Hadza, the San, and the Chimane, and measured how they actually sleep. The number came back at about 6.5 hours a night. Less than the 8 we're all told we're failing to hit. And yet, the San and Chimane reportedly don't even have a word for insomnia. When researchers tried to describe lying awake at 3 a.m., spiraling, they couldn't even explain the concept.
The spirits warn us.
Slept less,
we must stay
but
together,
they slept
or we
clean.
will fall.
So if
Heed
the
my
work
words.
ended early and the sleep wasn't extra long, what filled the rest of the hours? This. Talking, telling stories, making music, teaching kids by just letting them tag along. The long, slow, unhurried hours of being with your people. To us, that looks like leisure, the reward you earn after work. To them, there was no line. The socializing was the survival. It's how knowledge moved, how bonds held, how the whole fragile group made it through the next drought. In 1972, an anthropologist named Marshall Salins gave this a name, the original affluent society. His point, they were rich not because they had much, but because they wanted little, and met it in a few hours a day. I have to be straight. Scholars have argued with Salins ever since, pointing right back at that hidden chore time. So hold it as a powerful idea, not gospel, but strip away the debate, and one uncomfortable thing is left standing. When we finally invented farming, 12,000 years ago, a heartbeat ago in a story this long, we were sure life would get easier. It didn't. One study of the Agta found the families who farmed had less free time than the ones who still foraged. We didn't trade our freedom for comfort. We traded it for surplus. More stuff, more people, more to guard, and a clock that never, ever stops ticking. And that's the real twist. Your body is sitting in a Wi-Fi apartment, but your nervous system is still running 300,000-year-old software. It was built for a world where the work ended, the fire was warm, and the people were right there. So when you feel that ache late at night that you can't quite name, that's not a flaw in you. That's ancient software running in a world it was never written for. So, what did ancient humans do all day? They worked, they ate, they slept a little less than you'd guess, and then they spent the rest of their hours doing the one thing our entire modern world seems designed to steal. They were simply, completely present with each other. If turning what you assumed about ancient humans quietly upside down is your kind of thing, subscribe. Because next, we go even further back, to ask something that sounds almost too modern to be real. Did the first humans have pets? The answer is sitting in a 14,000-year-old grave, and it'll wreck you.